What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to Kings of the Clubhouse. A little bit of a different setup here. Today is December 9th of 2025, and we got some college football playoffs to talk about. We're going to be talking about the first round games today, and then after the first round games that week, we will come back in here, talk again about the second round games, and kind of give our thoughts on
how our predictions went as well.
Yep, kind of give thoughts on what the matchups are looking like. We'll give our predictions for the first round, and we're just gonna kind of go for it. It's gonna be short, sweet videos, like how Zach mentioned today or yesterday. Gonna be short, little update videos. Not gonna do the long-term thing anymore. Just trying to switch some things up a little bit. So we got your boy Big Kriegs, Tommy Zachary, and a new addition to the Kings of the Clubhouse, T. Loom. How's it going?
How's it going, boys? Thanks for having me on.
Hey, glad to see you.
I wouldn't say permanent fixture. Like I said, him and Krieger are going to be doing some Bears stuff together. Like I said, Krieger and I, not necessarily creative differences, just our work schedules clash, and trying to squeeze in 2 episodes a week was putting a strain on our friendship, and I'm sure he can attest to that as well. So
I had to deal with it more than either one of you. I had to hear it from both sides.
Yeah. So, like he said, we're just going to do small 15-20 minute videos, probably shoot for once a week. This week's video will be the first round of the CFP. We'll talk about a couple teams I got left out, our thoughts on those, give our predictions. So let's go through. Obviously, we'll just run through the seeds real quick. Indiana 1, Ohio State 2, Georgia 3, Texas Tech 4, Oregon 5, Ole Miss 6, Texas A&M 7, Oklahoma 8, Alabama 9, Miami 10, Tulane 11, and then James Madison 12. Obviously, Notre Dame was first out, and then it was BYU, correct? Second out?
Yep.
So
second out.
We'll start with that, our feelings, thoughts on the bracket. Who was left out? I'll just say I think Notre Dame got hoed. I think Loomis and I are Michigan State fans, so that's coming from my perspective, and obviously we're all not all going to agree on shit, so we'll talk about it. I think BYU, I don't think they're good enough to get in. I think if anything, Bama and Notre Dame should have been the flip-flop teams, but like I said, that's my thought. What do you guys think about the bracket? What would you change? Ranking, even if you like the field, what if you change rankings? What do you guys think?
I think personally, I would say the only thing that I would do is I'd move Miami up to 9. I'd kick Alabama out, and I think Notre Dame gets that 10 spot. I know there's, we've been hearing it. We have a very passionate Notre Dame fan that we have a group chat with, and he's been the ultimate copium since the rankings came out. So shout out Gags. But like you said, 10-game winning streak. They lost by a combined total of 4 points,
and they lost to 2 teams that made it.
Right, and the meaningful games that they lost, or the meaningful games that they had, they lost.
Right.
That's the only switch up that I would do. Loom, what are your thoughts?
I think Notre Dame should be in the field. I think the biggest issue is the format of the 5 highest ranked conference champs. Because you don't have a choice. You have to put JMU and Tulane in there.
With Virginia losing, yes.
Yes, so that screwed up everything. I personally think Bama is a better team than Notre Dame. I know we all have disagreements on that. Notre Dame's won 10 straight. They beat USC, who's not a great team. Lincoln Riley's never had a defense.
Never.
Bama's proven everyone wrong year after year after year after year. I think it was 2017 when everyone thought, oh, they shouldn't have got in, came back and won the whole thing.
Yeah.
I just looked it up just to make sure. The last time Bama's lost 2 consecutive games was 2008. Granted, I know that was the Saban era and the new era has kicked off, but DeBoer has yet to lose 2 straight too. So I think they're going to go and handle Oklahoma pretty well and prove that they deserve to be in.
Now, Oklahoma beat Alabama earlier.
Correct, and it was a snooze fest.
Well, Bama dominated that entire game.
Yes.
Mateer wasn't in though, right? Or was he?
Mateer played. I pulled that up too, just so we were ready. Mateer threw for 140 yards to Ty Simpson's 330.
Yeah.
Bama outgained him in yards, 406 to 212. The difference came down to 3 turnovers from Bama.
Yes, stat-wise, Alabama dominated that game. Score was the only thing that they did not win that game.
Oklahoma scored 17 points on 3 Bama turnovers, and that was the difference. Bama had a shot to win it. They were down around midfield, down 2, under a minute left, and turned the ball over on downs. And it was in Tuscaloosa, which we all know that's rare for a team to go in Tuscaloosa to win these days. Krieger, we always say it's hard to beat a team twice, so I think Bama's gonna go handle business against Oklahoma after bad taste in their mouth with Georgia. I don't think it's gonna be pretty for Oklahoma.
Yeah, I mean, my only thing is they just looked so defeated in that Georgia game. I don't know if it's because Georgia looked really. I mean, granted, Georgia looks like a full team now. Like
Their defense is clicking.
Earlier in the season, you know, their offense was doing work, then their defense was kind of sitting on the back burner. Then their defense started to get good, and their offense started to kind of stutter a little bit. But now it seems like they're clicking, and Kirby Smart's got them playing on all cylinders.
So there was one of the commentators made a comment Saturday night after the game when they were doing the celebration, saying that Georgia is super young on defense.
They are.
But so their nerves, the jitters, stuff like that at the beginning of the year, but now they've got 13 games under their belt. That looks like a completely different team defensively. I wouldn't want to have to play Georgia, but part of me wants to think, did Alabama know, like, hey, no matter what the outcome is, we're in?
I think so, considering they beat Georgia once already. They knew that game was going to cancel out, in my opinion. Like, I think if you're the committee, you look at Georgia as undefeated at this point. They lost to Bama, they beat Bama, it cancels out.
Yeah.
And I think the same goes for Bama. They already beat them in Athens, mind you. And I mean,
the
SEC championship, let's call it how it is. It's a home game for Georgia.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
So
Atlanta, right? Or
Atlanta, right?
So this never had happened because this is Indiana's first Big Ten championship appearance in forever. But that was the home game for them, essentially.
It was.
Yeah.
That's why I think they would never do it. But if they could flip even have SEC play in Indy and have Big Ten go play in Georgia, just so you don't run into those home games.
It'd be cool, but
it'll never happen.
You're punishing the fans at that point too.
Yeah, making it travel.
And nothing against Lucas Oil Stadium; it's a great facility and everything. I just think having the SEC championship there would kind of not diminish value, but it wouldn't be as important. Like
I agree.
The whole thing, you know, there aren't many domes in the South to begin with, and the fact that you get to play in Mercedes-Benz, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
That's going to be a huge game no matter who the teams that are in it.
Right.
Yep.
It just so happens that if it's in Georgia, it's essentially another home game for them.
So we have talked about this in our group chat. Hypothetical fixes. Say my thought is it's 12 teams now. We go to 16. The Power 5 or Group of 4, the SEC, ACC, Big 12, and Big 10. There we go. We take top 2 teams, and all 4 of those are guaranteed a spot. I say winner, like the teams that meet in the conference championship. Obviously, we couldn't have a BYU situation or
a Duke situation.
Duke, that's what I meant. A Duke situation where that. So they would have to change the format because they should never been playing in that game in the first place. What they?
Yes. SEC tiebreakers are crazy.
Honestly, we talked about this at work. You know, I'm around all these SEC fans and stuff like this. What you do is if you really want the 12 best teams or 16 best teams, however many teams you want to do, a week before, 2 weeks before, just have Vegas rank it.
Yeah.
See what 12 teams or what top 6 teams will be favored against the next 6 teams, and play it by the odds. Because I mean, Krieger, you know better than anyone. Vegas always knows. Vegas knows the lines better than anybody. It's kind of crazy how close they are and how good they get it. So who better than to rank 12 teams in Vegas?
Right.
Yeah, and we were also talking about, you know, the rankings at the beginning of the season just shouldn't be a thing.
That
no.
We do a couple weeks in, and we don't need the college football playoff rankings. Their only ranking should be that last on Selection Sunday.
I agree.
Yeah, I mean, there's different ways that you can mix the pot to make it, to fine tune it, to get to where it's, you know, more of a consensus on all fronts. But right now, the state of college football is just in a weird spot.
Well, and right now too, like with the rankings, it hurts and helps teams. It hurts teams like, I mean, you guys know I've kind of started pulling for Tennessee a little bit. Bama beat Tennessee on the road this year. Tennessee was rolling at the time.
Yeah.
That was a big, huge win, and now Tennessee's not ranked, and that win doesn't really mean anything. Same thing when Bama beat Missouri. Missouri was top 10 at the time. Bo Pribula was one of the best quarterbacks in the country. Ahmad Hardy was by far the best running back in the country. Bama beats them, and you never hear about Missouri again the rest of the year. So
my only thing with that is Missouri started out great. So did Tennessee. Yeah. And that's where the rankings kind of suck, because I think the college football guys, because Missouri would be ranked bottom 25, like within the last 6 or 7 of 25, the top 25 college football. They'd lose, they'd go out for a week, but as soon as they beat another bad SEC school, they'd be right back in. They were trying, I think they were trying to make their losses to these higher SEC schools mean more. That's a resume sacker, in my opinion. I think that's what they were trying to do, and you're gonna have that. But if a team is, you go through rough stretches, like look at Texas, they were unranked for 3 weeks,
mm-hmm.
and look at who they beat. Like I get it. It's just, regardless, you're gonna have exclusion.
Yeah. And I mean, that was the whole thing from moving to the 4 to the 12 team. But I mean, before we know it, it's going to be 16 teams.
Yeah.
I
think next year.
Happen.
I think and then Notre Dame opting out of the bowl game.
Yeah, that was just kind of a middle finger to the. I mean, I understand both sides of it.
I see both sides as well.
I mean, you gotta. What better way to be like, hey, we're one of the best 10 teams in the country, than to go out and kick the shit out of a ACC or a SEC or a Big Ten team.
Me and before you got off work, me and Zach were talking about this.
We're talking about
that. Marcus Freeman is by far one of my favorite coaches between NFL and college football. Like, I would take Marcus Freeman to coach any one of my teams at the drop of a hat. I lost a lot of respect for Freeman, to be honest, because like you said, go prove it. It was like when Florida State got kicked out when Jordan Travis went down. All right, guys, go prove it. And what happened? They lost by 60 points to Georgia. Like, that, Notre Dame could flip the script. But I also saw, did you guys see, I don't know if it's true or not, there's a clause that the CFP, or a memorandum they signed, where if Notre Dame is the top 12 ranked team by the end of the year next year, they're guaranteed a spot in the playoff.
I saw something online, but I don't know the validity to it.
Yeah, I don't know if it was a no 3 compared to an on 3 type deal, or 27-4 sports. Like, I was trying to look and see if it was parity or not, and I don't really know. I couldn't really figure it out.
But like you guys were saying, it does make sense though. I think Gags said it earlier in the group chat, is that it is a big middle finger because, you know, ESPN has that giant partnership with the SEC.
Yep.
And they know that if Notre Dame played an SEC school in a bowl game, i.e. Texas, that would be the most watched bowl game by far, and they'd get all this money, and now Notre Dame is kind of taking that away from them. So I see that side of it, but to me, kind of a beta move by Freeman, in my opinion.
So my thing is, with Texas, obviously Texas selected Michigan, or the Citrus Bowl selected Michigan. I thought they would have selected USC to have that old matchup, because Texas and Michigan play again, not next year, but the year after that. So, like, I just thought that they wouldn't preview that matchup. They played last year. Like, I don't think. I mean, I think Texas is going to kill Michigan. But we'll talk about that for when we get into our bowl season episode. But we'll move on to the
talk about the
second game. Yeah.
Well, predictions? What do we think? Who we think? I know Loom says Alabama probably wins.
I think Bama dismantles them. I think it's gonna be a double-digit game from the start.
Right now, Vegas has OU as a 1.5 point favorite, which is just because they have home field?
I believe Alabama's the only road team favorite this week in the first round. I could be wrong, but I saw that somewhere. I think I saw like -4.5 point Bama. I could be wrong, but I don't know. I think they're the only team on the road in the first round that are favored.
No, their DraftKings has them at Oklahoma as a -1.5. So
Okay, CBS posted that they were favorites, but I didn't. You know me, I can't bet down here, so I don't follow the lines
Yeah.
like that. Shout out Alabama.
yeah, I got Alabama. I think it's going to be a close game. Just because going to Norman isn't.
It's not easy, but my head says Alabama, but I want them to lose. So
Yeah.
like,
I think it's going to be Alabama. I think it's going to be a close game. I think it's going to be probably like a 27-21 or a 27-24. I don't think it's going to be a huge blowout, but I could also see that Alabama offense get moving and they boat race them. But
so collectively, all Alabama. It's our predictions.
Yeah.
All
Alabama.
That is Friday the 19th. We'll jump into the 3-game slate on Saturday the 20th. Miami, Texas A&M, and Texas A&M. What are we thinking?
Texas A&M is a 4-point favorite.
I have a lot to say about this game. If you don't mind me just starting.
Go ahead.
I think this game's gonna be fireworks from the start. I've wrote a couple things down just so I don't forget. They're both top 20 scoring offenses. But with that being said, Miami does have a top 10 scoring defense, only averaging 14 points a game given up. But I'm also not sold on A&M at all.
I'm not either.
If you look at the SEC standings, your top 7 teams are all ranked. It's Georgia, Ole Miss, A&M, Bama, Texas, Oklahoma, Vanderbilt. They've played one of those teams and lost by double digits at Texas. They ran through the bottom barrel of the SEC. But you know, they did suffer their only loss of the year to their biggest rival at Texas. Mike Elko should have those boys ready to go. Bad taste in their mouth. But like I said, I don't think A&M's been tested but once, and they folded when they were.
Kyle Field is going to be jumping. That's for sure.
I
think,
the environment.
That's going to be a factor.
Out of these first round matchups, I think that's going to be the biggest home field advantage of the first round is being in Kyle Field.
Yep.
They, like you said, they've since they've joined the SEC, they haven't really had great success. They've had, mediocre seasons. They have been in the top 10 every once in a while. They, get ranked up to the top 5 and then they lose 3 straight, or
like LSU, the Brian Kelly LSU era.
Like they haven't had a lot of success. So now that they got the bid into the playoff, I think that field or that atmosphere at Kyle Field is going to be insane. I do got A&M in this game as well. I think, like you said, it's going to be a shootout. It's probably going to be like a 35-31 or 42-35. Like it's going to be a high scoring game. Miami also hasn't really played anyone other than Notre Dame. And
they have it, but Miami's rolling right now.
Yeah.
No one's talking about it. I wrote this down too. In their last 4 games, have outscored their opponents 151-41. They're playing some of the best football in the country right now, and no one seems to talk about it. I don't know why. I mean, I know they haven't played anybody, but these are still Division I athletes.
It's just because the ACC is so down this year.
It's soft this year. It is. Yeah.
I think they'd be getting talked about a lot more if they played in the ACC championship and won.
I think so too.
I think we'd be having a different conversation right now, and I don't think they'd be 10. I think they'd probably be 5. I think they'd
be up there for sure.
I don't think they would have gotten the bye with having 2 losses, but I think they'd probably Ole Miss or Oregon. They'd flip-flop with them or
another
bump them
big
down a
thing
little
too
bit.
Is, Marcel Reed's what? Is he a sophomore? Freshman?
Yes.
Sophomore. Going against Carson Beck. We can say what we want about Carson Beck. I don't think anyone in here likes him. I know Gags is probably Carson Beck's biggest fan. But the kid's got experience. He's played in these big games before. He knows what it takes. He's good. I think Miami's gonna handle him, and like I said, in a shootout. But I think they're gonna be just fine.
I agree with you. I think I think Miami gets it done. I think this is the only game they win, though. We
I
won't
agree.
talk about that too much more till we get there. Um, but I think it is a shootout. I think their defenses are decent, but I think with the environment and how it's going to play out, I think it, like you said, shootout. 30 points
Yep.
each, both teams.
The only thing with A&M that scares me is how bad they looked in that. Granted, they came back and won, but they looked awful against that South Carolina team.
In the
That's
first half,
not that good.
Yeah.
So
their
I mean,
second round is not good.
if Miami comes out and you know
Steps on the
puts it to
gas.
them and steps on the gas, I could see A&M folding quick. But I mean, it kind of all depends on how Marcel Reed plays. The offense runs through him. If he has a good game and is slinging the rock around, like you said, I could see this total of the game going up into the 70s.
Yeah, the quarterback play I think will be the deciding factor of this game. We'll hop to 3:30, a rematch. Number 11 Tulane versus number 6 Ole Miss. Ole Miss without Lane Kiffin. What do you guys?
This is probably the game I'm actually most excited about.
16.5 point favorites is Ole Miss.
The thing is, I mean, yeah, these teams played each other early in the year. Ole Miss beat them like 45-10, I think. Wasn't close. But this is a whole new Ole Miss team. For better or worse, no one has film on him yet. Obviously, Charlie Wise is staying back, calling plays. Then he'll go join Lane and LSU. Pete Golden obviously taking over at the helm, but we were talking about this at work. There's a potential here for a dumpster fire, in my opinion, because Charlie Wise might be calling plays that he thinks are going to work, and Pete Golden be like, no, we're going to run it this way, and Charlie Wise could be kind of have that mindset like, what are you going to do, fire me?
Yeah.
So there could be a potential for a disagreement there on the sidelines. I don't think it'll happen. I mean, they're professionals; they know what they're doing. But yeah, I mean, this is gonna be. I think Ole Miss ends up handling them pretty well. I mean, just the difference in talent is gonna show. Trinidad Chambliss, obviously, game changer for Ole Miss offense. Kawan Lacey, probably top 3 running back in the SEC for sure. I don't know if Tulane can stack up Jimmy and Joe's wise, but like I said, I'm very anxious to see. Obviously Summerall's leaving too, so this game's gonna be pretty interesting to me, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, obviously you get a chance to play in the playoffs. You're gonna come to play, like you're gonna be excited to play. But I wonder how much of that Ole Miss team is already checked out. Like it's like, hey, guess what? No matter what happens in the next couple of weeks, I'm going to LSU in a month.
Or I'm hitting the portal.
Another thing too is I don't know if you guys saw this. Lane Kiffin had a clause in his contract where if Ole Miss wins the Natty, he gets $1 million bonus.
Oh.
LSU is honoring that if they win it. So, I mean, Lane Kiffin's been talking to Charlie Wise's ear. Lane Kiffin is helping with the game plan. There's no doubt in my mind. So, flip side to what you said, Krieger, maybe it's the same old Ole Miss team. I don't know.
Maybe they're chomping at the bit. They know what's possible.
They want to go prove they can do it without Lane Kiffin.
I got Ole Miss though too. I think they're too talented.
Yep.
Krieger, you got Ole Miss as well?
Yep, I got Ole Miss. I don't know if I'll take the 17, but I definitely got Ole Miss.
That's a lot of points.
That's a lot of points.
Doesn't matter who you are, yeah.
Yeah. No, I mean, Tulane is Tulane, but their coach is on their way. He's coaching, right?
Yes, he is coaching their playoff. Yep.
A lot of those guys are going to be checked out as well. But like you said, you get a chance to go represent yourself in the college football playoffs. The last thing you want to do is lay it done. So I mean, those guys are going to be playing. They're going to be hyped up. So they're going to be good to go, ready to go. I think it's just going to come down to Ole Miss is just a way better talented roster, way better talented football team, and like you said, they got better Jimmys and Joes. So
I agree. Last matchup of the first round, number 12 James Madison versus number 5 Oregon. I think this is going to be the worst game out of the 4.
Yeah, and it kind of irritates me that it's the last game that we got on Saturday. Yep. Granted, me and Loomis are going to be cheering our little heads off for the Bears.
Chicago.
Going to that Saturday night football game. So we're gonna do a little bit of I wouldn't say vlog, but definitely gonna take some videos there.
Boots on the
Talk about it
ground.
probably, yeah, boots on the ground. Probably talk about it on the ride home. Get a little video for you guys, just kind of showcasing Soldier Field in a December game that actually means something, which hasn't happened in a lot in the last 7-8 years probably. So that'll be fun. But talk about a big point spread. Oregon's favored 21 points.
Yeah. That's
To
insane.
me, I don't think it's gonna be close, but I don't think it's gonna be bad as people say. Granted, I know JMU, they've only played one Power 4 school all year, and it was Louisville. They lost by double digits. But people forget how good JMU's defense is.
Yep.
They are second in the nation, I believe, in yards allowed a game, second to only Ohio State, which Ohio State probably the best defense we've seen in years. But JMU also has one of the smallest offensive lines in the country too, and that showed in the Louisville game. And Oregon's got some
bullied.
boys.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Oregon's got some boys in that D line. Oregon only gives up 15 points a game as well. If JMU wants to, I think JMU's also good at. You're gonna see every card in their hand played.
Oh yeah.
Trick plays are gonna be rolling. Anything goes. It's free game. Alonzo Barnett is their quarterback. He's gonna have to be Superman to make this a game. I mean, he's a very talented kid. But Oregon's a different beast.
And I mean, just talking about the quarterbacks, Dante Moore is playing really well right now. I know
Yes.
they didn't get into the Big Ten championship, and that probably kind of has a chip on their shoulder too with it. But he's been playing very, very good football.
They've looked great besides the Indiana game, and they got punched in the mouth that game.
So yeah, I think we're all probably taking Oregon here, I assume.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I wouldn't take the points, but I think it's actually gonna be a low-scoring game. I think the first team to 20 is gonna win this game. Granted, JMU might not score, but I don't see Oregon beating them by 30 or anything like that.
Right. All right, so that is our preview of the first round of the college football playoff. Like I said, changing things up here. I've got nothing else to say. I don't know about you guys.
No, that just about wraps it up, I'd say. We'll be back the week of Christmas, to talk about the quarterfinals, the second round games, and we'll just kind of go from there.
Yeah. Appreciate you guys hanging out. Drop a like, comment, subscribe, share. We'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.